Hello aspirants, welcome back to the Current Connect series, your ultimate destination for UPSC Combined Geoscientist Prelim preparation. I am your host Ritesh and I am absolutely thrilled to have you with us for the fourth part of this series. In the previous episode, we discussed important topics related to environment and ecology. Today, we are shifting gears to the topics related to science and technology for the month of May. From space missions to artificial intelligence and breakthrough in medical research, we will discuss most important issues relevant from the exam point of view. So, without any further ado, let's get started. The first topic is about the birth of a 3-parent baby in the UK, which was made possible through an incredible technology called mitochondrial donation treatment or the MDT procedure. So, what is MDT or the mitochondrial donation treatment? MDT is a revolutionary technique where a child is conceived through the in vitro fertilization or the IVF, which combines genetic material from the parents and a healthy mitochondria from a donor. So this particular thing helps prevent passing on of the mitochondrial diseases from the mother to the baby, right? The baby carries DNA of both the parents and a small amount of genetic material from the donor as well, which results in a healthier life for the baby. As you can see from the diagram, the whole procedure was explained in the diagram itself. To do this, two most common techniques were used, right? The one is maternal spindle transfer or the MST, and other one is pro-nuclear transfer or the PND, right? This ensures the success of the procedure, the MDT procedure. In MST or the maternal spindle transfer, nuclear genetic material is removed from the mother's egg and it is transferred into the donated egg from which its nuclear genetic material was removed. The eggs are then fertilized with sperm to create embryos. On the other hand, in PNT, the eggs are fertilized with the sperm in the lab to create an embryo. The nuclear genetic material within each embryo is then transferred into the embryos created using the donated eggs and the sperm from a sperm provider, right? And again, the nuclear genetic material will have been removed from the donated eggs. So, remember one thing, in each case, nuclear genetic material are removed from the donated eggs, right? So, both the techniques work equally effective, right? Now, like every new scientific advancements, MDT also has certain benefits and drawbacks. The benefits of MDT are immense, which provides hope for the people who are affected by mitochondrial disorders, and it also allows the older women to have a biologically related children, right? And however, the challenges like the dynamic nature of the mitochondria and potential incompatibility between the genomes need to be carefully considered, isn't it? And another obstacle is the significant amount of cost involved in this process, which makes this process inaccessible to many, isn't it? So, that sums up our discussion on the mitochondrial donation treatment or the MDT procedure. Moving on to the next topic is the antimicrobial resistance or the AMR, which is also a pressing global health concern right now. Let's dive into the details. So, how does AMR occur? AMR occurs when microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites change or evolve over time, which make them resistant to certain antibiotics, right? And this can lead to more severe and expensive treatments and in some cases even fatalities or death. The misuse and the overuse of antibiotics both in humans and animals along with poor sanitation and hygiene contribute to the rise of this antimicrobial resistance. AMR is now a major health threat impacting millions worldwide. The World Health Organization or the WHO lists AMR as one of the top 10 global health threats. Drug-resistant bacteria like Klebsiella pneumonia are becoming very common nowadays, and it makes it vital to address the AMR issue collaboratively, right? So, in this context, let's also understand the antimicrobials, right? The antimicrobials come in three main types. One is antibiotic, antiviral, and other is antifungals. So, they are used to treat infections caused by microorganisms. Antibiotics kill or stop the growth of bacteria, antivirals combat the viruses, and antifungals fight the fungal infections. These medications can treat a wide range of infections like pneumonia, urinary tract infections, the flu, the normal flu, cold flu, HIV, and much more. However, they must be used responsibly, right? And self-prescription need to be avoided, and one should use them only when prescribed by a qualified healthcare professional. Misuse and overuse of antimicrobials can lead to antimicrobial resistance, or the AMR, which is again a serious global health threat. And as per WHO, by 2030, AMR could push 24 million people into extreme poverty. So globally and in India, various steps have been taken to curb this menace of AMR. Globally, World Health Organization has played a key role in combating AMR through Global Action Plan on Antimicrobial Resistance. It's a dedicated agency to curb the AMR, which is under the WHO. The WHO's AWARE tool is based on the Access, Watch and Reserve approach, ensures the safer and more effective use of antibiotics. Additionally, Global Antimicrobial Resistance and Use Surveillance System, or the GLASS, fosters AMR surveillance and informs containment strategies. In India, National Action Plan on Containment of Antimicrobial Resistance, that is the NAP-AMR, was launched in 2017. It emphasizes an integrated One Health approach which coordinates among various sectors at the state, national and also in the international level. There is a Delhi Declaration on AMR which further solidifies the commitment of ministers from concerned ministries to support the AMR containment. Then there is an Antibiotic Stewardship Program, or the AMSP, which has been introduced to control the misuse and overuse of antibiotics in hospital wards and in the ICU. So, this is enough on the topic AMR as far as your prelims exam is concerned, right? Next topic is on the radiometric dating and the recent breakthrough involving the calcium-41 isotope. But first, let's understand what radiocarbon dating is. So, radiocarbon dating, also known as the carbon-14 dating, which is a widely used method to determine the age of an organic material that once belonged to a living organism, right? When an organic entity is alive, its body keeps absorbing and losing carbon-14 atoms. You all know that. But when it dies, this process stops. The exchange of the carbon-14 isotope stops, and the preserved carbon-14 starts to decay away. Using the difference between the relative abundance of these atoms in the body and the number of atoms that should have been there, researchers can estimate when the organism lived or died, right? So, however, the carbon-14, as you see in the diagram, the dating has its own limitations, such as the contamination issues, incomplete preservation issues, and also it has a very restricted time range. This can affect the accuracy of age estimates, and that's where the calcium-41 comes into the picture. A recent study has proposed that using calcium-41 isotope as a new method for radiometric dating will offer several advantages. What are those advantages? So, first and foremost, calcium-41 has a much longer half-life of 99,400 years, which makes it an ideal candidate for dating much older material compared to the carbon-14, right? And moreover, calcium-41 is abundantly available in the Earth's crust, which enables the scientists to date various geological materials, including the fossilized bones and rocks. The technique of atom trap trace analysis, or the ATTA, allows for the detection of calcium-41 atoms with high sensitivity and selectivity, which also enhances the accuracy of the dating method. So remember that ATTA is a related term to the calcium-41 isotope dating. And interestingly, the success of this technology, that is the ATTA technology or the atom trap trace analysis with calcium-41, also opens the door to using similar techniques for other metal isotopes, which will broaden the scope of dating methods that are available to scientists nowadays, right? So what will be the implication of this new technique of dating? The implications are vast. Calcium-41 and ATTA can be harnessed to study various geological phenomena and processes, such as determining the duration of rock coverage by ice, and then by providing valuable insights into Earth's history, and also it can give us data about the past climate changes. So, as aspiring geoscientists, this is an important topic to cover, which also has a high probability to be asked in the prelims GS paper this year, right? So, next we will take up a topic on advancement in digital arena. Recently, India's AI supercomputer, the AIRAWAT, made headlines by securing the 75th post in the prestigious top 500 global supercomputing list. This announcement was made at the International Supercomputing Conference in Germany. But what exactly is a supercomputer? Well, all of you must have already known, but it is not a non-regular computer, and it has a high-performance computing system that delivers exceptional processing power and computational capacity, isn't it? The performance of a supercomputer is measured in floating point operation per second, or the FLOPS, and can be performed and it can perform billions and trillions of calculations or computations per second. AIRAWAT is the India's largest and fastest AI supercomputing system, and is installed at the Center for Development and Development of Advanced Computing, or the CDAC, which is in Pune, and it boasts an incredible speed of 13,170 teraflops. Now, let's take a look at the top 5 supercomputers in the world, right? The Frontier from the USA and the supercomputer Fugaku from Japan, Lumi from Finland, Leonardo from Italy, and Summit from the USA secured the top 5 spots in the top 500 list, right? So these supercomputers also have a wide range of applications, from cutting-edge research in quantum mechanics and weather forecasting to aerospace simulation to AI development like ChatGPT. They play a very crucial role. And they also play a crucial role in areas like weather forecasting, like our indigenous supercomputer Pratyush, which is at the currently situated at Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology in Pune. It also helps in health and medicine sector by accelerating drug discovery, and even it enhances the energy exploration for more productive oil extraction. And to make India a hub for supercomputer, National Supercomputing Mission, or the NSM, was launched by the government in 2015 or 2015. National Supercomputing Mission was collaborated with the National Knowledge Network, or the NKN, which will enable efficient collaboration and data sharing among the various institutions. It is jointly steered by the Department of Science and Technology, or the DST, and Department of Electronics and Information Technology. The responsibility of the designing, developing, deploying, and commissioning of this supercomputer system is entrusted with the CDAC and the IISc Bangalore. So, that is a holistic coverage of the supercomputers and their recent advancement. Now, we will take up topics based on the recent advancement in the space science. So, ISRO has launched India's next generation navigation satellite, NVS-01, and this has propelled India into the future of navigation with successful launch of this satellite, which is the first satellite of India's second generation constellation, which is also known as the NAVIC, and its full form is Navigation with Indian Constellation. Now, let's explore some of the key highlights of this satellite. It weighs an impressive 2,232 kgs, and it is the heaviest satellite in the NAVIC constellation, and it was launched using the Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle GSLV rocket, right? And it is equipped with an indigenously developed rubidium atomic clock, and it ensures accurate and reliable location services. And also, NVS-01 has a mission life of over 12 years, which surpasses its previous generation satellites by 2 years. That is, they were for the 10-year lifespan, but this one, NVS-1, is for the 12-year lifespan, right? And it sends signals in the third frequency, that is the L1 frequency range, which enhances the interoperability and the others interoperability with the other satellite navigation systems, right? And this cutting-edge satellite provides a real-time positioning and precise timing services over India and a region of approximately 1,500 km around the mainland. So remember this range. This range has been asked in the exam more often, right? So this range needs to be remembered. That is the 1,500 km region around the mainland. Now coming to the NAVIC. NAVIC comprises 7 satellites, 3 in the geostationary satellites and 4 inclined geosynchronous satellites. The Regional Navigation Satellite System, or the NAVIC, has a wide array of applications, from terrestrial, aerial and marine navigation to disaster management, precise timing, and even in scientific research. While India has NAVIC, there are 4 other global navigation satellite systems presently in operation. One is a GPS by the USA, GLONASS by Russia, Galileo by Europe, or the European Union, you can say, BeiDou by China. In addition to that, Japan has the quasi-zenith satellite system, also known as Mishibiki. And this information that is about the Japan is not really in the public domain. But remember this because this was asked in this year's UPSC Civil Services prelims. And therefore, this is important for the combined geoscientist prelims next year as well. Right? So, moving on. ISRO has launched an online training program called the Space Science and Technology Awareness Training, or simply START, which is aimed at postgraduate and final year undergraduate students of physical science and technology. START covers 4 diverse dimensions of topics, which provides a comprehensive understanding of space science and technology. This program is accessible online and it allows students to participate from the comfort of their homes. The application process is simple and user-friendly, as students can apply through the Jigyasa portal, making it hassle-free to enroll in the exciting training programs, right? But why ISRO launched this program, the START program? Well, it has a noble purpose to provide introductory level training in space science and technology, building a skilled workforce for future space research and exploration. So, that is all that you need to know about the START initiative by the ISRO, right? Next, ISRO is collaborating with the prestigious Raman Research Institute in Bengaluru to create the XPOSAT. So what is XPOSAT all about? XPOSAT is India's very first dedicated polarimetry mission. It's on a mission to study various dynamics of bright astronomical X-ray sources in extreme conditions. It's also the world's second polarimetry mission following the NASA's Incredible Imaging X-ray Polarimetry Explorer, that is the IXPE. XPOSAT carries 2 impressive scientific payloads in low Earth orbit. Remember, these payloads are in the low Earth orbit, or the XPOSAT in general will be in the low Earth orbit. First, there is the primary payload called the POLIX, the polarimeter instrument in X-rays. It will measure polarimetry parameters such as degree and angle of polarization in an energy range of 8 to 30 kilovolt. And excitingly, this is the first payload in the medium X-ray range band dedicated solely for polarimetry measurements, right? Next up is the XSEPT, and its full form is X-ray spectroscopy and timing payload. This one will provide us with the invaluable spectroscopic information and will reveal how light is absorbed and emitted by various objects. It will observe several fascinating sources such as X-ray pulsars, black hole binaries, and even low magnetic field neutron stars. Right? Now, in general, what is a polarimetry? What is polarimetry in general? So, polarimetry is a powerful technique used to measure the polarization of light. It's like having a special tool that allows astronomers to gather precious information about the celestial objects. It ranges from passing comets to distant galaxies, all those things. X-rays, which have much higher energy and shorter wavelength than ultraviolet light, are the key focus here in the polarimetry, right? And these X-rays have wavelengths between 0.03 and 3 nanometers. So that's all about the XPOSAT mission that you need to know about your the ISRO's current XPOSAT mission, and that's all you need to remember as far as your exam is concerned. Next, the James Webb Space Telescope, or the JWST, has spotted new belts of asteroids near the bright star called Fomalhaut. The JWST, which is a collaboration between NASA, European Space Agency, and the Canadian Space Agency, has revealed 2 additional dusty rings or belts near the star Fomalhaut. These rings, comprised of dust containing elements like carbon and iron, having the potential to play a significant role in the formation of a planetary system in future, right? Now, let's learn a little bit about the Fomalhaut. It is the brightest star in the southern constellation of Pisces Australis. It is almost twice the mass and size of our sun, and also it radiates 16 times the more energy than the sun, right? And talking about the James Webb Telescope, it is an infrared flagship observatory taking over from the renowned Hubble Space Telescope, which was operated by NASA in the past. It has been placed at a strategic location called Sun-Earth Lagrange Point 2, which is L2, and which ensures the unparalleled observation and discoveries in the outer space. And this particular discovery opens up exciting possibilities for further research and understanding of our universe, right? So remember the facts that we discussed about the JWST or the James Webb Space Telescope, as it is important from the exam point of view, right? remember the location, remember who, which agencies are involved in this, the operation of JWST and all these things. Next, Saturn has been renamed as the planet with most moons, with a whopping 145 moons in total, right? Saturn and Jupiter, which are the two gas giants, have an impressive number of moons due to their massive size, powerful gravitational pull, and abundant debris in their respective regions. Among the 145 moons of Saturn, the most notable one is Titan, with a thick atmosphere and comprising of helium and hydrogen. So remember, Titan is the largest moon of Saturn, and it comprises of the helium and hydrogen atmosphere. The abundance of moons can also be attributed to the immense size and gravitational influence of these gas giants, right? And over time, these debris and material in the respective regions have been captured, which form the diverse moons that we observe nowadays. And over the years, both Saturn and Jupiter have been the focus of exciting exploration missions. Jupiter has been visited by the Pioneer 11, Voyagers 1 and 2, and the Juno spacecraft, while Saturn has been orbited by the magnificent Cassini aircraft, this is spacecraft, which captured stunning images of its rings and moons. And in 2024, the Europa Clipper mission will set its sight on the Jupiter's moon Europa, which may hold significant clues about the possibility of life beyond the Earth, right? So that's all you need to know on this particular issue. Now let's solve certain MCQs to check our understanding. So the first question says, which of the following pair is or are correctly matched, right? So as we discussed, the Cassini-Huygens was a joint NASA-ESA space mission which orbited Saturn and its moon from 2004 to 2017. Its purpose was to study Saturn and not the Venus system, right? So one is incorrect. Messenger was a NASA mission that orbited Mercury from 2011 to 2015. And its purpose was to study the planet's surface, interior, and the atmosphere. So it is correct. This option 2 is correct. And similarly, Voyager 1 and 2 were NASA missions that launched in 1977. They are still in space today and are the farthest human-made object in the space. Right. So this is the option 3 is also correct. So B will be the right answer. That is 2 and 3 only are correct. The next question says, it is on AMR that we just discussed, and it was asked in UPSC Prelims 2019. Which of the following are the reasons for the occurrence of multi-drug resistance in microbial pathogens in India? The genetic predisposition of some people, taking incorrect doses of antibiotics to cure diseases, using antibiotics in livestock farming, multiple chronic diseases in some people. Which are the correct options from this? So as you can see, the option 1 and 4 are not directly related to the antimicrobial resistance in India, but 2 and 3 are closely related. So option B, the second option will be the right answer. That is, the 2 and 3 are the correct statements. Next up, with reference to IRNSS, consider the following statements. It was asked in UPSC 2018. It has 3 satellites in geostationary, 4 satellites in geosynchronous orbits. It covers the entire India and about 5,500 square kilometers beyond its borders. See, I told you the range was asked in the exam, and India will have its own satellite navigation system with full global coverage by the middle of 2019. As you can see from the diagram here, the option 1 is correct. That is 3 in the geostationary and 4 in the geosynchronous orbit, right? The satellites. But the range was not 5,500, rather it is 1,500 square kilometer from the mainland India. And option 3 is also incorrect. It is still not completely operable right now. So A will be the right answer. That is, only 1 is correct. Next up, which of the following pairs are correctly matched? As we have discussed just now, GLONASS is Russia's satellite system, Galileo is European Union's, and Beidou is China's navigation system of navigation satellite. So only A is correctly matched. That is, GPS belongs to USA, right? Now the last MCQ for today asks, With reference to a START program, consider the following statement. It is launched by the Department of Science and Technology. No, it is launched by ISRO. So option 1 is incorrect. Only postgraduate students are eligible to apply for this program. It is also incorrect because postgraduate and the final year UG students from physical science and technology background are eligible to apply. So neither 1 nor 2 are correct. So option D will be the right answer. And that concludes this part of our Current Connect series on science and technology. Hope you found this episode informative and engaging as we explored some of the fascinating developments in the field of space science, supercomputers, antimicrobial resistance, and much more. Remember, staying updated with current affairs is very crucial to SD Combined Geoscientist Prelims GS paper. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to welcoming you back for more exciting episodes of this Current Connect series. Stay tuned and stay connected. Thank you again.